I have congenital aniridia, and so I grew up being visually impaired, and today I wanted to share a little bit of my story. Hi everyone, it's Carrie from Live Accessible. I've mentioned it in other videos that I am visually impaired and I have something called Aniridia. And today I just wanted to talk about my vision and what it was like growing up being visually impaired, and just a little bit about myself and my background. But if you're new here, welcome to the channel. We do videos on encouragement, tips, and technology for people who are blind, visually impaired, and their sighted supporters. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell to watch more videos like these. So I was born with congenital aniridia, and that is the absence of the iris because of the underdevelopment of the eye. And in my case, that also comes with glaucoma, microcornea, cataracts, and nystagmus. And so I kind of see things pretty blurry. Everything is kind of mixed together. So if I see, like, for example, if there's a checkered shirt and it's white and red, it kind of blends together and kind of looks pink to me until I get close and where my eyes are able to focus and see the differentiation of the colors. Also, that's the same with text. I can read large print, but I still need to get really close, and I mean, like, I have to put the paper directly basically on my face and my nose practically touching the paper. And for my vision, I can make things bigger and I can see it better, but at the same time, I still just really need to get close to what I'm trying to see for my eyes to really focus in and to be able to see things better. So I might be able to struggle and really put something right up to my eye and read it, even if it's like 12, 14 point font, but it's a strain, number one. Number two, I can't do that for a very long time. And number three, it's not comfortable. So I use magnification. I use zoom text. I have also used JAWS, which is a screen reader. I use my Android phone for like practically everything. I have a Pixel 2 XL that I have talked about. I really like Pixel. I really love technology and all that kind of things, and I've been visually impaired my whole life, so I don't really know what it's like not to be visually impaired. And as I was growing up, of course, I lived with my parents, and my dad is totally blind, and my sister is visually impaired like me. Our grandma, who was living with us at the time, she was totally blind, and my brother is deaf. My mom is the one who went out and she worked as a physical therapist for a whole lot of years. I'm not sure how many years. And my dad, there was times that he did have a job where he had to go, but for the most part, he stayed home with us, taking care of the kids and doing things at home, working from home, taking care of my grandma, and doing in-home jobs. And so, I mean, you can imagine that we were kind of the odd family out. Not a lot of people knew how to handle us or talk to us. I mean, we're just normal people, but they see, especially because me and my sister have nystagmus, and we can't control how our eyes move. They're just always constantly trying to find something to focus on, and when they don't, they just jump all over the place. And I mean, I don't even notice it. I was the only person in our school district besides my sister who was, visually impaired, and it was hard. It was hard. A lot of kids, especially in elementary school, they just kind of blurt out what they're wondering or thinking. And so I would get questions like, why do your eyes move like that? What are you looking at? Because I have microcornea, my eyes are smaller than even an Asian person usually is. So they ask, oh, why are your eyes so small? Are you Chinese? Or like, one of the worst things for me were other kids turning to an adult or someone else and say, oh, what's wrong with her? And really didn't know how to answer those kinds of questions. I was really shy. I kind of just stayed in my little shell. Sometimes I wouldn't even talk to people because a lot of the time I didn't know who they were. I couldn't, even if I tried to make friends one day, oh, my name's Carrie, oh, your name is Brittany. But if people say hi to me, I'm just like, hi, because I don't know who you are. And at the time, I didn't know how to convey that they should tell me who they are. And so it was really hard. And at the same time, I had a CCTV. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a video electronic magnifier that you put things under it and it enlarges it on the screen. I also used really big paper. It's double the size of a normal paper, so all of my worksheets and everything were really big, and they would like kind of go off of the table. I had large print textbooks. They would be in like 10 different parts and falling off the table as well. And I also had a teacher assistant or an aide next to me. And so, of course, that would kind of put off a lot of the kids. Or they would get curious about a magnifier I was using or the CCTV and want to stick their hands under and enlarge it and say, ooh, look at my fingernails, they're so dirty, or that's so gross looking. And they weren't really interested in me. They were just curious about the technology. And then going through middle school, especially middle school, that was like one of the hardest periods, because that, I think, is when kids are trying their hardest to fit in, and I just didn't, and I didn't know how to socialize. I didn't know how to talk to people. I kind of felt alone. I felt really alone. One time I actually got in trouble because I ran away from one of my aides. And I remember that time I was trying to talk to another kid, I don't even know what about, and she was trying to follow me down the hallway, and then so I just like go off and walk away and run away from her. And it's tough. Another thing is people said a lot of things about me behind my back or even in front of me because they think that I can't hear them. Because obviously if I am blind, I am also deaf, apparently to them, but I mean, and I would listen to what they said, at least at first, I would stand there and listen, and it would really hurt me inside. It tore me up. I would think about it all the time, but there just comes a point where you have to stop doing that. You have to stop paying attention to what other kids are saying. And a lot of the time they're just trying to act cool. They're trying to fit in just like we are or just like I was. And sometimes they don't really even mean it. They don't really think about it. I'm not trying to excuse them, but my point is, don't pay attention. Don't go after them and try to hear what they're saying about you. It's not worth it. The people who don't care don't matter. And that's something that was really hard for me to accept. In middle school, in 8th grade, my family was actually on the show Extreme Home Makeover, and it was a great experience. We went to Florida, they tore down our house, they built it up. But at the same time, I'm not really going to go into specifics, but when you build a house in 72 hours, you kind of run into problems. And also, in our family, we weren't making too much. And when you improve a home that much, other expenses also increase. And of course, we couldn't maintain that. So eventually we had to move, but we did have to stay there for a while. And it was interesting that when we came home, everybody was trying to talk to us. We became kind of celebrities, and I mean, we don't want that kind of attention either. We just want to be normal people. We just want people to treat us normally. We don't want to be amazing. We don't want to be something cool. We just want to be, again, we just want to be treated like anybody else. But I had the best TVI ever, Mrs. Singer, and just in case she actually watches this, hi, thank you so much. You were amazing. And I'm sorry I gave you a hard time. She gave us a lot of resources and told my parents about a lot of different programs. And one of my favorites was a blind camp. It was a summer sleepaway camp for 2 weeks. And those are one of the happiest moments in my childhood. I met a lot of people, a lot of kids my own age, which was so important to me. And it really started to change me because I was seeing that I wasn't alone. I wasn't the only one having a hard time in school or making friends. And that's the place where I met one of my best friends, Zen. And hi Zen, if you watch this, I love you. She's one of those people that I don't always talk to her now, but when we do talk, we just pick up right where we left off. And it's like no time has passed. And you know, you make really long-lasting friendships there because the kids who go there, they have had a similar experience to you. It meant the world to me to know that there were other people going through the same things that I was going through, that had the same problems and challenges as me. I mean, all of us have a different life experience and journey, but there were other people around me that were supporting me. And also my TVI told my family about the LEAD program in New Jersey. It's from the National Federation of the Blind, and I went to some college transition programs during high school, like JKRC and Drew University. It was absolutely amazing, and it gave me more independence. They taught us a lot more independence. They taught us how to advocate, how to become a leader, how to use assistive technology, and gave us more opportunities to be around other peers that were the same age that, you know, are blind or visually impaired too. And I think that's so valuable to have that experience. People are so social, and to just have the support of other people is life-changing. And I know it really helped me. I still, of course, was a teenager. I did crazy things that we're not going to talk about. But I had the best mom and dad. I had the best TVI. And through all the struggles, through all the challenges, you know, all I can say is that don't pay attention to people that bring you down. Keep going. Don't stop trying. Sometimes you might fall, you might cry, you might scream in frustration, in sadness, and have all these emotions. But the important part is to get back up, and sometimes you'll need someone to help you get back up. But the important part is to get back up and keep going and keep trying. And eventually my family and I moved to North Carolina, and I started working at a company that actually hires a lot of blind and visually impaired people. I actually started on the manufacturing side of things, and I worked myself up, and I was the receptionist. And then I started working at the Low Vision Center that was part of that company. And that was amazing. I met so many people with so many different backgrounds, with different vision stories. Some people were blind, some people had children who were blind or visually impaired. There were people with low vision, macular degeneration, all sorts of things, and I got to play with a lot of technology. I worked with a doctor, a low vision specialist, and it was a really amazing time and period of my life. And it really changed me. I used to be so shy, a little bit antisocial, introverted, and I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't really know how to present myself. I struggled with insecurity and I wasn't confident. And now look where I am. I worked in a low vision center and now I'm on YouTube. I have a website, a blog, and I have so many things going on and opportunities. And Pablo, my husband, and I started Live Accessible because we've been there. We've been where a lot of people have been. We might not have the same exact situation, but we've had the same emotional struggles. We've had the same social challenges. We've had a lot of things that we've had to learn. And with his experience helping people with assistive technology, his background in software engineering, and our mutual love of technology and just helping others, we want to build a community that will help each other. I mean, I try to share the things that we know, but at the same time, I learned so much from you guys. So thank you. Thank you for being a subscriber, a viewer. Thank you for listening to my rambling story. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up below. Don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us. It really makes a difference. And thank you if you have subscribed and if you do watch our videos. And I will see you guys in the next one.